Hey, how you doing, everyone? Force Reader here, and welcome back to more Tangle Tower. I was just looking through the art gallery, and I was a little bit tripped out by it, because there's a lot of stuff in here. So far, it just shows everybody that we've met so far, and it's kind of interesting to see like the process that they went through for the character designs. This design right here for Penny, I guess, was one of their initial ones. It looks a lot like the last game's art style, more than anything. But I'm not going to jabber this time around. I'm going to just go ahead and get into it. Oh, I don't have to use the slider. It's just that it would be nice if the scroll wheel worked with that, but no, I could just grab it and move it around. I didn't even notice that before. Alright, let's see. I wonder where I can go to next. I think I'm gonna hit up here real fast before I make my way to the opposite side of the tower. Well, hello. Who are you?
There's a metal plaque on the bench.
Is there a message engraved on it?
I think there was at one point, but someone scratched it off.
Oh, deliberately? Rather than it wearing off over time? Interesting. Oh wait, this is the other detective, isn't it?
Whoa, nice cape.
You're not fellows or pointers. I'm sure I shall immediately regret asking. But who are you, and what is your business here?
I'm Sally, and this is my sidekick Grimoire.
A private detective, Grimoire.
Really? You're a detective. If this is a joke, it's not a good one.
Who are you, anyway?
Private Detective Hawkshaw.
Oh, nice. Hawkshaw's a cooler name than Grimoire. Maybe I'll become her sidekick.
You're not on the Freya Fellow case, too, are you?
That is classified information between myself and my client. Clearly, this is something which eludes you. But a real detective refrains from handing out informations to persons unknown.
Oh, right.
Now, if you would, I have work to do.
She sure is uptight. Yeah, whatever. Just tell us more about yourself.
It's not in my interest to discuss personal details.
Even if you're one of the suspects in a murder?
Very well. Let us make a small exception. Ask.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm on a case at the behest of my client.
How long have you been at Tangle Tower?
133 hours. 5.5 days.
Who are you working for?
I am not at liberty to answer that. Now, I shall permit you one more question.
What crime are you...
How'd you get that scar? It's cool.
You really think so?
Oh man, I am genuinely curious as to what he was gonna ask. Probably what crime she was investigating or something.
As it happens, I completed an examination of Flora's room on the morning before the murder. I've been investigating every single room at Tangle Tower. Hers was one of the last on my list.
Did you find anything unusual?
Nothing but a thin layer of dust and an atmosphere of somber melancholy.
Was Flora in there at the time?
She spent the duration of my search staring up at the sky, out the open window. Didn't say a word, although I'm told this is the expected behavior.
What did you do after that?
I spent the early evening searching the library. It took longer than it should have. Fiona leaves that room in a permanent state of disarray.
Fiona was in the library too?
I expected her to make an appearance, but she did not.
And you stayed in the library the rest of the day?
Not quite.
Oh. I guess we're gonna find out who was where based on what she said now.
Towards the early evening, my examination of the library was unexpectedly disrupted. Sounds of running, wailing, shouting from several floors above. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared. He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. Our eyes met. He was breathless. Something had caused him great alarm. He told me to stay out of the way. I consented. I decided to return to my office in the stone square. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. She was clutching the banister of the Pointer staircase with an apprehensive manner. She wished to know where Professor Pointer had gone. I told her what had transpired. Then, she too crossed the hall and disappeared up the fellow staircase. More so than at any moment prior, I felt like quite an intruder in the house. I took my leave, out towards the stone square. The grounds were silent. There were no signs of human life. Even the greenhouse was without its typical inhabitant. I noted that he, too, must be entangled in whatever was transpiring in Fellow Tower. An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance. He spoke to me of what had occurred. His report was as clumsy and cumbersome as the man giving it.
Did he seem upset?
He was rattled. That much was clear. But sorrowful? Mournful? I cannot say.
Well, thank you for talking with us. Now, see if there's anything else interesting around here. This clock.
Is that a clock?
If it is, it's a clock with 4 faces.
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
So what does it do?
Rotate the dials until all 4 hands are in the correct position. Oh, yes, the correct position. What? I wonder what are they supposed to be pointing at?
Nope.
So moving any of the hands turns the adjacent hands in the opposite direction.
Yeah, but I don't know where I want to get them all to land in the first place.
It's like cogs on a machine.
Otherwise, this feels like it would actually be a fairly simple puzzle. I think I messed around with this for far too long, but I think it's supposed to be this, like 3, 9, 12, 6. But if I'm wrong, then, well, damn.
I got it.
Ah!
I'm impressed.
I mean, I am too. I was worried.
What's in the box?
A little tool thing? Looks like a telescope. But I'm not actually sure what it is.
Oh, small lens. A small brass tool with a curved glass lens. It has a screw at the base. Huh. Another puzzle down for me. It took me forever to do it. It's stupid, but I did
Looks like it might be about to fall apart.
Scary.
One more, you go first.
Is there anything else in here that I can look at? There's nothing really, I think, that's too interesting. This weird statue.
Hi.
Ah, Fritz's greenhouse. It's a glowing fruit here.
This one's in a little pot.
Okay, that is definitely not edible.
It looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
Potted fruit. A potted fruit with a hard gemstone-like skin. The soil in the pot is an unusual blue color.
Tools. Used by a gardener for gardening.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's not that interesting. This big bug here.
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers.
Oh, hey, I didn't even see him there. That's freaky. There's a chart here, though.
A little chart of... actually, I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, I bet. There's a lot of Greek in here.
Kinda reminds me of a periodic table.
Can I move stuff around? I doubt it because it's a drawing, but it'd be funny.
Greek letters, I think.
Okay. No clue. This
What
just
do you
helps
make
you
of
do
it?
something else.
Not a whole lot.
Talk to the big man himself, I guess.
Sally, don't move. We're being watched.
Yeah, I see him.
Hard to
He's
miss
a
him.
little too big to hide in the bushes. Is
me a while
anyone
to
going
see
to
him.
say anything? Or shall we just stand around staring at each other?
Right, sorry.
Sorry.
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who are you?
Fitzfellow, the gardener.
Mm-hmm. And why are you so tall?
That's...
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't ask that.
You work here as the gardener.
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
What's the deal with the plants? They're all kinda weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of what? Poison?
It's not poisonous. Not to you.
What's this got to do with the plants?
Water controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Could you say that again, but like condense it as if you were talking to a slightly stupid person?
Our
least he
lake water
admitted it.
causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA. Sometimes.
Alteration? Like mutation?
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just nature.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
No. I'm just the gardener.
I mean, you seem pretty knowledgeable. I still can't get over how I didn't even notice him standing there.
I was in my greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
I spaced out a little there.
I was up in the rooftop garden. It was quiet. And then, it wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human. We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
We?
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room was locked. That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
You kicked the door down?
I did. Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back. Flora was there too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I thought that was odd. You don't normally see the two of them together. Felix took charge. There was nothing else I could do to help. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything. I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at me. I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
I got nothing. Thanks.
Fitz's room is unlocked. It's up in the fellow tower.
This could be interesting.
Now let's go now. Wow. What a simple individual. He has very little wants or needs, it seems, with the exception of a single locked box under the bed.
Hello.
Not hidden very well, is it?
Doesn't need to be. It's locked. It's a combination lock, sort of.
Yeah, also, what's this deal about? Methinks I am onto something with this. Okay, so I'm assuming that when I move these around, I'm only going to get 4 shapes. Since none of these are repeating across the line, that should make it pretty easy.
That's done it.
Yeah, there we go.
Neat.
Jesus Christ, every time.
Anything in there?
So loud.
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on. Huh, that's kind of ominous.
Oh. An ornate trowel, a metal gardening trowel with a decorative pattern. It has a decorative pattern engraved onto it and letters either side of a heart. PPFF. Oh. Well, that just makes things, I just realized, really damn difficult. Because that's literally just everybody's initials out of the family, out of the 2 families.
That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but sad. I think it would rather be outside.
It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, "To Fitz, from PP."
That is so unhelpful. If you were Fritz, you would be, you know, absolutely befuddled as to who the heck could have sent that.
It's locked, but it leads outside.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Oh. Oh, that's why I couldn't solve it before, because you have to inverse it. Isn't it something like this?
It made a noise.
I got it.
I guess that was right. And the door's still locked.
I still feel like we made some sort of progress.
Yeah, we did, because now... Oh, that's the wrong thing I've clicked. Go back to Poppy's room.
A big glass door leads out.
No.
There's a little mechanism.
No, just do the thing.
Something happened.
That must be
Yeah.
it. Finally, it's open.
Whatever's on the other side better be worth it.
It probably is. Who knows? At the very least, I'm sure it'll look cool. Oh, shoot, it is! This is very cool to be, like, really high up on a tower. That's a really trippy-looking fountain.
Giant stone frog. Love it.
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snowflakes.
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
Ooh. Feathers were mostly found resting on the tongue of the large stone frog. Strange. Ooh, dragonfly.
That's one big dragonfly.
Or one very small dragon.
Ooh, good point. Good point. Headphones.
It's another little statue, doing a really bad job of hiding in the bushes.
He's playing a lute this time.
He's also wearing headphones.
Well, they're not part of the statue. And they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
Okay. I mean, I thought they looked like headphones. Because, you know, they have what looks like a space where a speaker would go. Slightly, let's see, a lute statue, a slightly weathered statue of a strange creature holding a lute. A pair of earmuffs has been placed on the head of the statue. Well, that doesn't really tell me a whole lot, does it? Not by itself, anyway.
Oh, good. A bridge. I'm glad to know there's a way to get across that tiny, tiny pond.
Not all bridges are about getting across stuff.
I wonder if all of this is supposed to kind of like suggest that, well, Fitz, I think Fitz is supposed to be engaged to Penny, but he might in fact be having a fling with Poppy because their rooms connect over this little lovely exterior garden.
More egg statues.
I don't get it. Why eggs?
Well, either they have some special significance, or the sculptor was just really lazy.
What do you mean?
An egg has got to be the easiest shape to make.
I guess, maybe, maybe not.
Ah, a little water feature.
It's making me sleepy.
Wonder how it's hooked up.
Is there a way to find out?
A little pond.
It looks really, really deep for some reason. See those metal bars around the edges too?
Oh yeah. What are you supposed to for?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
They might connect to the tank down below. That's a possibility, I guess. And then the bars are there for safety.
It's so relaxing. I might just stay here.
Oh, shall I go finish the investigation on my own?
That'd be great.
It is quite peaceful and nice looking.
Trees. On a roof.
In a garden.
In a garden. On a roof.
Hey, there are plenty of rooftop gardens. I guess it's time to see if I can find anybody else. Work my way from the bottom up. Ew. This is the one that's like a little Lady Dexter.
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
May I talk to you, miss?
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to talk.
Correction. You do not need to talk to me,
Oh no?
That's not true.
How come?
because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of which, you have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A hypothesis? About the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator.
Well, that was interesting. And that is a very unexpected art style. It makes it look like her eyes are on the side of her head. Still kind of looks cool.
You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
Well, first of all, you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Fifi, you said you were a micro... something or other?
Microbiologist, but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing.
I like that. Would it glow red when you get angry? From this angle, her I feel like the design makes more sense because it's like I couldn't even see the nose earlier.
What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask You.
Yes. However, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi.
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh.
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh. Good.
I feel bad for you too.
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
Oh!
She
Oh.
insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
Well, Poppy did seem to neglect to mention that Fifi punched her in the face. Okay, well. Thank you.
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Can't wait.
Yeah, let's go now. I mean, I would have rather... I'll come back there and look for anything. It's like there's one puzzle per room, but... Oh, wow, this is kind of a cool looking room. I like the chandeliers.
Crystal chandeliers. Extra fancy.
I don't know. They just seem old-fashioned to me. Plus, they're kind of dusty.
This is gonna be a puzzle. Let's look at this instead.
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been writing.
Is it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
What about the
I
cans?
don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99% sugar.
I'd read you the ingredients, but there's nothing written on the can.
That's even worse.
Oh. Oh. Oh, this is cool.
It's a magnifying glass. A big one.
How come you don't have one of those?
Why? Because I'm a detective? Should I start smoking a pipe too?
You couldn't pull off a pipe.
He did used to have a fedora.
Homemade posters. This one's about the Pythagoras theorem.
Nah, I've not heard of that band. Are they any good?
Pythagoras? You mean the Pythagoras theorem? A squared plus b squared equals c squared? See, I know things. I'm not a total moron. By the way, they taught us that in shop class in not even high school, middle school.
Fifi's got something pinned up here.
What is all this?
Oh, so this is the puzzle. Or information to figure out a puzzle. Oh, it's some kind of flowchart. Wow, how did she already have us on here? I love how derpy Sally looks in this drawing. God, I hope this isn't like a shipping chart or some sort of like romantic relationship chart, and it's just got something to do with like friendship or association. Yeah, this is confusing and unwanted.
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Freya?
Mm-hmm. And Fifi herself.
So what's this thing anyway?
It looks like a microscope. A big one.
Can I touch it?
Sure. Oh.
I'm not sure this is a microscope.
Why does everybody, lock all their crap up in such unusual ways? Horizontally slide the 4 magnifying lenses to the correct positions. How lovely. Oh, they're all different magnifications. Oh, and they magnify on each other, which means some of them will need to overlap probably. So I'm assuming I gotta get the image that's behind it to be in the shape of a key? I may have got it?
I guess that's wrong.
The
Nope.
4 lenses all have different magnifications, so
Yeah,
they must
no,
each have a specific.
I don't need that. I think this is correct.
No, that was it.
Yeah, there we go. I just need to shift that over because there was a break in it.
Nice work. Sounds like it unlocked.
Yeah, it's built on top of a little metal box. There's a book in here.
Ooh. Secret diary. Oh my, Afifi, I'm so sorry. A well-used book resembling a diary. It's locked with a strange metal device. Can we try to open it? That's infuriating. Gotta be able to do something with that.
A pretty ornate window with a great view of the lake.
We're supposed to be looking for clues, not assessing the real estate value.
And over here, you'll see the owners use sheets of paper to block out all that unnecessary natural light. A simple trick, but it really transforms the space.
Yeah, like using paper as a light diffuser. Oh, that's thunder. I was wondering what the heck that was. Let's see if there's anything special in here, because I didn't really look at this room at all.
It's an illustrated book about birds.
It's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving.
The ink dip is a remarkably intelligent bird with a very long lifespan, even among avian mystids. Other birds are often aggressive towards it, and the ink dip lives most of its life alone. It has particular feeding habits and usually only eats the seeds of the Tantum amica pictured. Oh. Well, we did find some very colorful feathers. I'm wondering if this bird, if it's trying to tell us that this bird is here. Is there any more I can glean from this? I mean, there is this, which... What were those feathers we found? It kind of does look like it. Other birds are often aggressive towards it. Does that include its own species, or just other species of birds are aggressive towards it?
What's in those bottles?
I'm not sure. Soil samples?
There's something growing in this one.
Books about insects.
Well, theoretically. There's not a single book on that shelf.
Huh.
Strange.
A book on the floor. Fundamental entomology.
I guess somebody dropped it.
Books about ancient history, I think.
These books are ancient history. I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to pick them up.
Good excuse.
Thanks. Books about geography.
Skip.
Books about space.
They're relatively untouched.
But that's such a cool subject.
Sure. Why not build a science lab in the corner of the library?
The search for new knowledge. The archiving of old knowledge. It's downright poetic.
I didn't expect Sally to say it in such an elegant way.
Books about nature? Books about birds.
The shelves are about half empty.
Oh, so you're a the shelves are half empty kind of person.
You knew this already.
A chalkboard.
Oh, come on, it wasn't that funny. I gotta stop.
Is this a library or a classroom?
Oh no. At this point. Formulas, which I assume are just set dressing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing. I got nothing.
I'm not sure I learned anything from that.
Me neither, buddy. On the next location. Freya's room. Oh, this is kind of sad now. Rifling through a dead person's belongings.
Not the kind of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
It's cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something.
Yeah, I actually agree. It is kind of neat.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
Is Freya into insects on top of her painting?
Freya's plants. They must not need sunlight? Drawings taped up on the wall.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like two people standing together in a garden.
Wait, is
One
this...
of them's holding a red rose.
Freya's drawings. Drawing of Poppy and Fitz. Oh, Fitz, not Fritz. It's Fitz. Standing in a garden. Fitz is holding a red rose. A drawing of Fifi. A drawing of Detective Hawkshaw. A drawing of Poppy and Fitz was done in the rooftop garden. Really leaning towards that something was going on here.
That painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
What? Photo of painting. Oh. A small photograph of Freya's abstract painting. A piece of adhesive tape is stuck on it. Lines have been drawn with black ink around the edges. So this is a piece. Piece of something bigger.
It's a fish, I think?
I think it looks more like a whale.
Fine, it's a whale.
Could also be a shark. Freya's bear.
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's weird.
What did you find in the drawers?
Nothing. They're completely empty.
Did somebody ransack them before we got here?
A pillow with a paw print pattern.
It's a cushion.
Yeah, but that doesn't alliterate. It's a little wooden box for paintbrushes.
To the casual observer, maybe.
Oh, I didn't really think that was going to be important.
They're not real paintbrushes. Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Oh no. Swap the brushes into the correct order, arrange the paper to find a clue. Yeah, I figured on that. I feel like this doesn't tell me a whole lot, honestly. I think I'm starting to kind of understand what this is trying to tell me. It's like, it says the orange shaft and it's the shortest. Well, it's one of two very short ones. I got a couple that are telling me, so I just gotta follow down the line and I can glean some information of what's supposed to be here. Did I get it?
I did it.
Oh!
What do I win?
Not bad.
What
was in the box?
Just a photograph. Well, most of a photograph.
Is the other half the one we're looking for? Hey. Ripped photo. A photograph of two young girls. One with red hair, the other with green hair. The photo has a large piece missing. It seems to have been ripped off. I wonder if the girl that was in all pink that's in the... I wonder if that's like Poppy before she went through her all dark phase.
There's something about that pink cassette tape.
Ah! Oh, wait, I think I'm getting it. I think I'm getting it right.
Suspicious.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
Yeah, sure, let's go now. I think I'm done investigating this room. Woo! And the atmosphere.
I need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
And do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea. Acid jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Why not?
Not my color.
I very much doubt that. You used to like these colors.
You used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette tape. Something that proves Poppy used to like these colors.
Easy. I know exactly what to, to get at. I'm pretty sure this is her.
Let's take a closer look at this.
I'm pretty sure that's Poppy. Oh, we're just straight up saying that is in fact Poppy in the photo.
The pink cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
Well, changing it up like that
Me.
messed
Yeah, it
with me
is.
a little bit.
I'll prove it.
Okay. There we go.
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up and then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, no, that does not. Poppy hates Fifi and Freya now. Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it. Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
The passage of time is a powerful thing.
Hold on. This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
It used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift. Years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed. There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
It is strange. No, but there's just nothing else we can glean from that, huh? Well, I mean, I should have probably have finished going through all the rooms first. Before I started, making deductions. I'm assuming if I go to this one here, the last one, I'm gonna meet the other head of the fellow family. There he is. I'm gonna try looking around this room first before I talk to the sad man in the corner.
A little hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Is he sleeping? I thought he was just sad.
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
Oh, that's no, that is a little mean. It's okay. Painted model, wooden carving of a man holding a sword. The model has been hand painted, but the paint is not skillfully applied. I think it's okay. Yellow, blue, black, and white paints were found nearby, but no red.
Nice. A real treasure chest.
How do you know there's treasure in there?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it.
Oh, that's cool.
What's the deal with that painting on the front?
Not sure. We should check that treasure map too.
Okay. Oh. Oh, yes. It's grid map. Cardinal directions are what's really screwing me up here, honestly. Because I'm not sure how you would use those to differentiate the individual images here. I'll be honest, this makes little to no sense at all to me. And I have been staring at it for kind of a bit.
I'll come back later.
Yeah, this one's actually hard.
Puffer fish?
Yes, it's also a lamp, for some reason.
It's kind of cool looking.
It's a magic lamp. Can we summon the genie?
If we get really stuck, sure. It's Earth.
If Earth was made of paper and gave off a gentle pink light. It's a drinking horn.
Is it full of ale? Or mead, maybe?
Right now, it's just full of dust.
Oh.
The entire room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship. A pencil drawing of a mountain on a moonlit night.
Mood.
It's a barometer, but it's broken.
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken.
What is it?
He's an imp.
What does he do?
Well, if you tell too many lies, he appears at the end of your bed in the middle of the night.
Oh.
I'm just like a little tiki dude.
A map with a dotted line and an X marked on it.
That's a very boring way to describe a treasure map. A lot of redundant light sources in here. A hammock. It's kind of worn out.
I would politely describe it as lived in.
Yeah.
The entire room is made of
Oh, it's
wood.
not just the actual hull of a ship. An old wooden mask.
Probably cursed.
Probably.
Shelf junk.
Alright, fine, we'll talk. Wait, no.
That's
Seashell.
a massive conch shell. Do you think there's a little crab living inside?
I hope so.
Sir? Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
I mean, we found a locked garden. Does that count? They're mortifying.
So, Felix, what exactly do you, do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer. Explorer/treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
We're talking like cursed statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the Fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is...
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
Don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
So wait, was Freya not his daughter? I'm confused as to how everybody is related, honestly.
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here?
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
There's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on Flora's, working on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
He's very resilient. He's very, resistant.
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right.
Yeah.
Fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora, too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
Your wife doesn't need Jack Squad, apparently.
It would have been a beautiful painting, as rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
Could it be a feather? Yeah, no, I think I'm understanding something here. Oh.
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all.
Yeah, I guess. His story lacked the scream. Wait. So we go over here to go over it?
That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
You need to stop clicking because it kills their animation.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the afternoon. Then I heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs.
I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it, until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun
up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long, but when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other.
I kind of feel like Felix is the only one that's a little strange. Okay, so then I guess there's nothing else I can do here. Huh. Well, that pretty much gave me very little, if anything. The only thing that I saw out of all that was that Felix's movements were a bit peculiar, and his reluctancy to talk to us. But somehow I very much doubt that means anything. It's just to draw my attention, most likely. Now, there are some side mysteries. Something possibly about a rare bird. And maybe an engaged man kind of sneaking around with the cousin of his fiancée. I don't know. Also, what could have happened in the past that made it where Poppy is now all dark and broody? But I guess I'm gonna have to wait till next time to find out any of that, because this has kind of ran for a pretty long time. On account of I spent a fair amount of time trying to solve those puzzles, including the map, the treasure map puzzle that I couldn't get. I couldn't get it. I'm really annoyed that I couldn't get it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, if you just have an opinion of voice, why don't you go ahead and leave your comments down below, and I'll get back into making more awesome videos for you guys. Later.